Hi everyone, my name is Allie and I am a life insurance agent here in Georgia. You can call me Agent Allie. So today I will be discussing life insurance, right? So that way we can get more comfortable about the conversation, about discussing it, right? Because I guess there's some scarcity around getting life insurance or talking about it. People feel that it's going to jinx them. But listen, let me tell you one thing. No one can or will determine your destiny but God. So being smart and being responsible about first having the conversation, but then also then getting life insurance to protect yourself and your family and your loved ones is way smarter than the idea of being scared about it, okay? So today is just a basic conversation. It's a basic info session. It's not an enrollment. I just want to discuss with you all. So that way, if you are interested in either one, getting life insurance, you're just a little bit more knowledgeable, but also two, if you're interested in getting in life insurance in careers, on the career side of things, then as well, you're a little bit more knowledgeable about that, okay? If this topic in this video is something that sparks your interest, be sure to share it. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, like, as well as comment if you have any questions, okay? So we're gonna hop right into things. I am an agent, as I mentioned, here in Georgia, and I currently work under American Income Life Globe Life Insurance Company, okay? I'm gonna be looking back and forth because I have my second screen over here with some notes, okay? And so let's hop right in. Again, this session and this conversation today is about life insurance, getting your ducks in a row. It's an information session. It's not an enrollment, okay? So let's talk about it, right? What is life insurance? So life insurance is a contract between an insurance company and a policy holder where the company pays a death benefit to the policy holder's beneficiaries after their death in exchange for premium payments, right? Now the policyholder can choose from different types of life insurance, including term, whole, and universal life. Life insurance provides financial security and resources to your loved ones upon your death. And this payout is to take care of funeral arrangements, final expenses, and survival expenses. In addition, some life insurance policies can provide you with living benefits, okay? So who needs life insurance? Everyone. Literally everybody. Every physical body living on this earth needs life insurance. I feel like it should be similar to car insurance, right? Like if you have a car, you need car insurance. If you're over 25, let's just say, and you have a job and you're working, I feel like it should be a requirement for you to have life insurance. Because one thing's for sure, one thing that we all have in common, one thing that's guaranteed for all of us is death, right? So why life insurance, right? Why do you need it? And I wanted to kind of reverse this question as to what is your why, right? And by the end of this conversation, you may have formulated some ideas around why you need it and what would be your why as to why you need it, why you want to get it, right? And so to get your ducks in a row, right? Your funeral arrangements and final expenses, to provide financial resources for your future and your family's future, right? For your loved ones, to have more purchasing power and buying power. And we're going to talk about those, right? Just a little bit, because again, like I mentioned earlier, there's some living benefits with life insurance. To inherit wealth and to protect your assets, okay? To borrow from when things get tight financially. Okay, so we're going to get a little bit more into all those. And again, just to reiterate, life insurance provides a safety net to the surviving family members and helps them maintain their standard of living as well as covering essential expenses, right? Okay. So did you know that life insurance protects your assets and provides financial resources by paying out when something happens to you? Did you know that life insurance qualification is based off your age, your health, and your habits, which will determine if you can even qualify or not? I highly recommend people get it when they're healthy, when they're young, right? When they have a job, when things are going good. Get that early on. Right? Life insurance complements any current life insurance that you may have through work or outside of work. So sometimes you get a job and they give you $50,000 of coverage of life insurance, right? But I'm going to get into why it complements it, right? Because when you get fired, when you leave that job, when something happens, that goes away, okay? So we'll talk about that. But it also complements it because it helps to fill in some gaps that your work insurance may not cover, right? Now, life insurance stays with you throughout your lifetime. So it stays with you until you reach the age 100. If you're still living at age 100, it will pay you out. It pays out to you, okay? Life insurance is similar to auto insurance, right? So you're paying for future protection when something happens to you. I always say to people, one thing about life insurance, once again, death is our only guarantee, right? But when it comes to auto insurance, not every person will get into an auto accident in their lifetime. So you're paying for that, right? This is guaranteed, so why not pay for that? Now, life insurance is like a regular monthly fixed bill, but it's withdrawn from your checking account. It's under your control, and it can be withdrawn on a monthly basis, an annual basis, or you can do a large lump sum. Kind of just take care of it all at once, depending on your finances, right? So life insurance is an uneven exchange. They call it an aleatory, right? Aleatory exchange between the insurance company and the policyholder, meaning I can be paying $70 a month for life insurance, right? And if something happens, the life insurance company has to pay me out that $250,000. Let's just say, even if I'm paying $70 every month for the next 20 years, that still is not going to equal $250,000, right? And those are just some numbers, putting those out there, okay? And now life insurance, you can add your child to your policy if you don't qualify. So set them up, make sure that they're good and taken care of. Just because you may not qualify, there's some few different ways to make sure that your child is covered and protected if they're under the age of 18, and we'll discuss those in just a moment, right? So again, life insurance is something that works in conjunction with a lot of things that people already have in place, like your trust, right? So it works specifically the Family Information Guide, which is a product that we offer through the company I work for, American Income Life. It's going to work in conjunction with your trust, okay? Now, my question to you, if something happens to you today, will your loved ones be okay financially? Will your spouse be okay? Will your children be okay? Will your parents be okay? Maybe you take care of your siblings. Will they be okay? Right? So for an affordable monthly fee, you can ensure that you are protected for the rest of your life. And you can also ensure that you're being responsible, right? So don't leave it to your loved ones to figure all this stuff out, okay? We have some great products and services that we offer through American Income Life, and I'm going to share that in just a moment as well. Now, there's a few different types of life insurance. I'm going to mainly be just talking about whole life and term life. So whole life is a type of life insurance policy that stays with you for life, right, till you reach 100. It pays out at death. There's living benefits with whole life, which is amazing. And whole life is non-cancelable regardless of if your health changes. So once you get enrolled, once you qualify, as long as you're paying your monthly premium and you are honest completely on your application, it's non-cancelable. Term life is exactly how it sounds. It's for a term of time, right? So maybe 10 years, and maybe 20 years, and maybe 30, whatever, right? Because some people get term if they're maybe in their late 60s and they're like, listen, I want to pay for term. I want to do a 20-year term life insurance policy, right? And they may be able to save or get a lower rate for their monthly premium, right? There's no cash value with term. And it pays out if you die within that term, right? So if you have a 20-year policy, if you live past that, there's no payout, okay? So we'll talk about that. Now for children, we have something called a Head Start, which is if they're of the ages of 0 to 17, or, if they're a newborn to the age of 17 years old, it's their own whole life policy. If you as a parent do not qualify for life insurance for whatever reason, whether it's your age, whether it's your health, whether it's your habits, you can put your child on something called a Head Start. And this is an individual child life insurance policy that is paid for and taken care of by a parent or a guardian, right? So there's a policy owner, and then there's the individual who's being covered, who's being insured, right? There's something also called a child rider. Now, this is if I, as a parent, I do get approved, or I'm not a parent, but if I was a parent, let's just say, I get approved for a policy. Okay, great. I have a child who's under the age of 18. I want to add them onto my policy. I can add them on for as little as $7, $8 a month, and they'll get $10,000 of coverage for any cause of death. Okay, so that's also a great one. And then that can be converted into $50,000 of coverage at the age of 21 without evidence of insurability. So they don't have to prove anything as far as health, regardless of their age, regardless of their habits. Guaranteed. Okay? Alrighty. So perks and benefits. There's a lot of perks and benefits specifically pertaining to whole life insurance. Whole life. There's something called cash value that you can borrow from, right? So over a couple of years, while you're paying on your premium, your whole life policy starts to accumulate something called cash value, right? So now the cash value is for emergency funds. So after a couple of years, if things get tight financially, there's going to be money in there that you can borrow from to help with any contributions that you need to pay for, right? Then there's that paid up benefits. Now, typically people retire between the ages of 60, 70, some a little earlier, some a little later, right? So when you retire, you can take a reduced paid up final expense benefit at no cost for the rest of your life. Okay? And then there's that terminal illness rider that they also have. So with the terminal illness rider, that's anything that's going to say that you're going to live less than 12 months, right? For the terminal illness rider. Now, with that rider, so half of your coverage, half of it is paid up to you while you're living, right? And the other half of it is going to remain in there for your family later on down the line, or later on down the road when they need it, right? Then we have benefits guaranteed. So with benefits guaranteed, now once you are approved and you qualify for life insurance, again, they're non-cancelable. No one can take them away from you, regardless if your health changes or your habits change, anything like that. They cannot take these away from you as long as you are paying on your premium, okay? And then, of course, we have the hospital benefits, which I truly like the hospital benefits because these are a type of benefits that pays you. So if you have medical insurance, that will pay your medical expenses, your medical bills. With the hospital benefits here, this is going to pay you, right? There's no yearly maximum on how many times you can use these benefits. They're per case and per incident. Again, so there's no yearly maximum on how many times you can use them, regardless of if you come in 5 times throughout the year. They're going to pay you a small amount out for just going into the hospital, have an injury or something looked at. Then there's money that comes to you at your home that covers out-of-pocket expenses, right? These benefits, these hospital benefits are going to be tax-free, meaning you don't have to claim them as income and you don't have to pay taxes on them, right? And lastly, there's no exclusion periods. So there's no like periods when you can't use them, okay? The next type of living benefits that we have is absolute or collateral transfer. So absolute is something that you can go ahead and transfer your entire life insurance policy over to a different policy owner, which we won't discuss much about that today, but there's that option if for any reason you want to transfer it to somebody else, okay? And then there's collateral. So let's just say I want to get a car. I don't have a co-signer, or I don't, I'm trying to figure out, okay, how can I get a car, and how's the bank or the dealership going to approve me? I can say, listen, I have a life insurance policy. I can do a collateral with you for a term of time while I pay off this car insurance. That way you can guarantee if I stop paying on it, or if there's any issues, you can pull it from, or I have money to support me and back me through my life insurance. Then there's the death benefits, right? Death benefits, it takes care of your funeral arrangements, your final expenses. It helps to leave some type of legacy behind, provide your family and your loved ones with financial resources, and establish wealth for them, right? So just think about it. You've lived a life, highs and lows, good and bad, right? Regardless, you want a respectable and honorable burial, cremation to send you off, right? So having the funds, being responsible, getting ahead of the time, you don't want to leave that on your loved ones, because if you've ever been to a funeral or had to deal with planning a funeral, it's stressful, right? Financially, emotionally, in every way, right? So taking care of this stuff helps to ensure that your family is doing things that honor your wishes, okay? All right. So next, as I mentioned earlier, I work for American Income Life Insurance Company, Globe Life, right? So we specialize in working with veterans. So we work in cooperation with the VSO, which is the Veteran Service Organizations across the country. And our mission and our job as agents is to protect our nation's veterans and their families, right? And their loved ones. So that includes their friends as well, right? And so part of it is we provide these benefits to veterans. Veterans in turn can then sponsor and extend certain benefits and services to their loved ones, right? When a veteran goes off to war, they're not the only ones that are sacrificing. Their loved ones, their families are also sacrificing, right? And only 10% of our nation's veterans know exactly what they're covered for and entitled to, right? So in specializing in working with veterans and working in cooperation with the Veteran Service Organization, we can then now educate not only veterans, but their families, their friends, and everyday civilians about what our nation's veterans are covered for through the government, through the VA, right? The veterans go out and protect us. In return, why not have knowledge about it, right? Why not ensure that they're protected as well? Okay. At American Income, some services and benefits that we offer is a no-cost legal will kit, right? So this is a last will and testament. It's a legal document that states how you want your estates and property distributed after your death. It can be used to name a guardian for your dependent children or pets. And we also have a no-cost family information guide, which is a step-by-step guide for your executors to take, so that way when something happens to you, your family will know what to do. And I love the idea of having a family information guide, because what's included in there is your social media accounts, your digital accounts, any passwords, any information that you may want to leave behind, like, hey, I want these things closed down, shut down. I have this account. I have these bank accounts. Here's the account information so you have access to them. I love that kind of one book pamphlet that has everything that you need. Then we have something called the freedom of choice, which the freedom of choice this is something that you can take into, it's a certificate that you can take into any funeral director in America, the Virgin Islands, and Canada, and present it to the funeral director and say, listen, my mom, my sister, my brother, my father, my friend, whomever, had the freedom of choice. And guess what? Everything is taken care of on the spot for the rest of your life. Your family and your friends will never have to worry about putting out the checkbook, writing a check, borrowing the money, anything like that. My friend, my sister, my brother had their freedom of choice, and everything is taken care of. So while they're waiting for that money to come in through work, right, that insurance policy to come in from work or outside of work, the freedom of choice is going to take care of everything on the spot. And this signing up and enrolling, right, is an opportunity to not only sponsor veterans, but to extend benefits to also non-veterans, okay? I'm not going to cover too much of these, but these are just some standard plans that you have that can give you, that shows some rates, right? But I'm not going to get into those today or right now. So now you know that life insurance is what? Life insurance is a contract between an insurance company and a policy holder, where the company pays a death benefit to the policy's holders' beneficiaries after their death in exchange for premium payments. The policyholder can choose from different types of policies, right, or insurances, including term, whole, or universal life. Life insurance provides financial security and resources to your loved ones upon your death. This payout is to take care of funeral arrangements, final expenses, and survival expenses. In addition, some life insurance policies also offer the living benefits that we discussed. So who needs it? Now you know that everyone needs it and everyone should have it, right? And why? Now at this point, you should start to kind of think about your why, or at least have some type of idea of why you should get it and why you need it, okay? So why? To get your ducks in a row on funeral and final expenses or final arrangements, to provide financial resources for your future and your family's future, to have more purchasing and buying power, right? Again, about the collateral, think about those, right? To inherit wealth and protect your assets, and to borrow from if things get tight financially. Guys, this is so important to have, to think about, to start discussing. I don't care if you are 21 or if you are 70 years old. It's never too early. You can never be too young to get it, and it's never too late. Well, let's not say never too late, because as I mentioned, it's based off your health, age, and habits. And specifically at the age of 80 and a half, you no longer qualify. So your grandparents, your parents who may be reaching up and getting close to 80, make sure they have this set up. Get them life insurance. Send them off the right way. Make sure that they're taken care of. And also, it's going to ensure that you have something. You can still survive and thrive, right? And live, right? You could be a millionaire in your lifetime. Who knows? Okay? So next steps. There's just a few things. Now, you can contact me directly at this email. Again, my name is Agent Allie, or Allie, right? And so if you are interested in career opportunity in life insurance, in the life insurance industry, you want to become a life insurance agent, email me at awilkins@AIL, American Income Life, PDX.com, right? And you can send your resume. You can include something in the body of the email, but for this subject line, put CO, which means career opportunity, and put your phone number so that way we can talk and have a conversation. I can give you a call. Now, if you want to book an appointment to sit down for about an hour to an hour and a half to go over your benefits, your options that you have, but also to get you set up, get your will issued to you, right? As well as getting your family information guide at no cost. If you want to get those, they are some no cost benefits that you can get as well. And then you can at least know your options in the plans for life insurance. Okay, it's voluntary. You don't have to enroll into the life insurance aspect, but at least you have some things in place, right? If this is something that interests you and something that you want to learn more about life insurance, and you're just like, wow, you're grateful for it, be sure to like, be sure to comment. If you have any questions, be sure to share it with a friend, tell a friend and tell a friend. And be sure to subscribe to my channel. This channel will not only talk about life insurance, but the things pertaining to life insurance are going to be topics to help, one, prepare individuals that may be studying for the exam. I passed my exam the first time around, and I was studying for about 2 weeks. So it may have tips and tools about things that you can do to study and prepare for the exam. But also, if you are life insurance, if you're new like me in the industry, in the field, they're going to have some just topics and conversations. But also, if you have no idea what life insurance is, subscribe, learn more about it. But I will also be sharing things about food, recipes, things that I love to do as far as that side of things. as well as self-care and wellness. Okay, so I am a yoga instructor, certified yoga instructor, and so I'm big on self-care, I'm big on wellness, but most importantly, as an entrepreneur, I'm always developing new skills and abilities to sharpen my entrepreneurial mindset, right? And I love to develop systems, right? Products and services that help to enhance the human experience, right? With a sense of ease, efficiency, and enlightenment. Because when I learn something, I want to be able to teach it. And when I get, I want to be able to give. All right. So it's been a pleasure sharing this information with you all. Be sure to rewatch if there's anything that you was unsure about. Comment if you have any questions, or just simply send me an email. All right. Chat with you all soon.